Radio 1 on 247 meters and VHF with sounds of the 70s.
Radio 1.
Tonight, Top Gear with John Peel.
Oh, sing it again, sailor. And it is another Top Gear in which thrill will follow thrill in heady sequence. We have live music from Stoneground, Natural Gas and Osibisa, and should be good. A lot of very good live music and some remarkable records too, including this one, which should be bounding up the charts but isn't. And it's a maxi single from Argent, and it's called Hold Your Head Up. Very good stuff, this is. a positively regal start to the programme, and previous things that I've heard from Argent have been nice enough, quite good, but this really knocks me out. I know some of my colleagues have fallen about in the past for what Argent have done, and I've always thought it was good, and one of these days going to be great, and that day is today. It's called Hold Your Head Up, and it's a maxi single, Argent. First one from Osibisa, and this is written by Solo Mafio, and it's called Woyaya.
We are going, heaven knows where we are going. We know within.
Oh, a fine orchestra they are indeed. That's Osibisa and Woyaya, whose second LP is well on its way to us. It should be released very soon, and I'll be playing tracks from it as soon as I can get my hands on a copy. During the day, believe it or not, I went down and gave a lecture on popular music, wither, or something along those lines, to some people from Green Bay, Wisconsin. And I don't know how they felt about it, but I enjoyed it anyway, although I was a bit sleepy. So did they by the end of it. And this is for them if they're listening. And it's from Stoneground, and a bit of good advice for you. It's called Rock and Roll Tonight. Ridiculously fine band, Stoneground, and that's called Rock and Roll Tonight, and there are no composer credits on that, although a note on a piece of paper alongside me says the Easy Beats, and I must confess I don't remember it. The only thing I can remember from the Easy Beats was Friday on My Mind, one of the great singles, I think that was. And talking of great singles, this is something from what I used to work in a station in America. We were compelled to call the Golden Groove Yard of Great Gassers, and it's from Dion, and it is.
but I'm going nowhere. Oh yeah, I'm the type of guy that likes to roam around. I'm never in one place. I roam from town to town, and when I find myself falling for some girl, yeah, I hop right into that car of mine. I drive around the world. Yeah, I'm a wanderer. Yeah, a wanderer. I roam around, 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 around. Never in one place, baby. And I roam from town to town. I find myself, you know, and I'm falling for some girl. And I hop into that car, man, trip myself around the world. You know I'm a wanderer. I'm still a wanderer, and I roam around. Yeah, get around. There's Flo on my left, and there's Mary on my right. Janie is a girl I'll be with tonight. Little girl, she asked me which one I love the best. I tear open my shirt, show a rosy there on my chest. You know I'm wandering. Oh, I'm a natural born wanderer. Get around. And fish make love in the ocean, worms underneath the ground, rats do it in a garbage can. Every night turn it down. You know I'm a son of a gun, baby. Yeah. They call me the seventh son. You know I'm wandering, 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 wandering. I get around. Yeah, give me some protein, mama. Organic. Oh, suck it to me, baby. Drive it on home. Oh, and I'm the type of guy, and I like to roam around, and I'm never in one place, baby, and I roam from town to town. I find myself falling for some girl. Trip around the world. You know I'm wandering. You know I'm wandering. You know I'm wandering, baby. Yeah. You know I'm a wanderer. Little girl a wanderer. And I roam around. You know I'm wandering, 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 wandering. I I get around. I'm coming at you, baby, wandering little girl. Not too far, wanna get around. Yeah, I get all around.
To you too. As about 10 years, in fact exactly 10 years, separate those two recordings, and I must confess that I like the early one the better. In fact that's the main reason we played it at all, because it's a good stomper, and I like singing along with it. Tore my throat out of it. You should hear me do Ruby Baby as well. And there's a contemporary version of Ruby Baby on this new LP from Dion, who sang both of those of course, and the LP is called Sanctuary, and that's Ernie Maresca's The Wanderer. And he does a song on here called Will He Go, which really is nice, actually must play you some week. And quite a nice LP, but it's mainly an excuse for playing the old version of The Wanderer. Here's the first one from Natural Gas, and it's called How Long Were You There?
When I used to follow you around, how long were you there? When I was used to feeling down, how long were you Take a look at what my words said. How long were you there? When I came to find you, you had fled. How long were you there? Shouldn't I try to make love to you? How long were you there? Haven't I tried to make it something new? How long were you there? How far did you rise above me? Who did you leave behind? Can you still see where to go? Looking for I can't find. 45 by a one-eyed man who couldn't hear a word, hindered only by the voices people had preferred. Waiting in the cover of my eyes to be alone, moving into darkness when I can't find my way home. Yes, I hear the battle cry, ain't it fine? How long were you there? Now I got to thinking, it was mine. How long were you there? She ain't got no virtue, just as well. How long were you there? I ain't got no armor, can't got
like heroes of antiquity, all these great new groups springing fully formed from nowhere. It's remarkable. That's Natural Gas and How Long Were You There? And this is the Pig's Choice for the week too, and it's from the Kevin Ayers LP, which isn't to be wondered at. And the LP is called Whatever She Brings, We Sing. And it really is a lovely record, and everything that Kevin does, I think, gives pleasure. But this LP, I think, is the best thing he's ever been involved with. And this is There Is Loving, Among Us, There Is Loving. And the middle part, Among Us, is written by David Bedford, who has his own LP coming out shortly. And There Is Loving, which brackets it, is Kevin Ayers. But There Is Loving, Among Us, There Is Loving is a nice title, I think. And it's a remarkable record. So this one's for the pig, anyway, because she chose it. And a record really you should try to hear. It's got a good sleeve, too, and features lots of your friends, including the cuddly Robert Wyatt, who's in there.
Everything you do is true as long as you believe it. And everything you say is play, and that's how you should treat it. And everyone is high until there's something makes them. That's when you should stay, that's not the time to go.
And how people can let records like this pass them by is a constant source of wonder to me. Kevin Ayers never fails to give satisfaction, writes Miss S.G. of Great Finborough, and rightly so too. And Kevin's back next week as a functionary in David Allen's Gong, along with Danda, Sharp and Dante. And that's called There Is Loving Among Us, There Is Loving, from the Kevin Ayers LP. Whatever she brings, we sing all one word. From one amazement to another.
I never was in Fennario, though I've spent some time down south. And all the time I was down there, I had to live from hand to mouth. One time I had a farm, you know, and a wife and kids and all. But one by one they fell by the wayside as my star began to fall. Never was in Fennario, never, never, never before. Never wanna see your face, my friend. Never, never, never no more. No, I never was in Fennario, but I heard of it sometimes. That's a place you can die in the sun and a man can lose his mind. I've seen people on the run from hell with their eyes all wild with fear. But I just stick around myself, 'cause it suits me fine right here. No, I never was in Fennario, never, never, never before. Never wanna see your face, my friend. Never, never, never no more. No, I never was in Fennario, but I heard something went wrong. Madman, come and tell me all about it in their strange, tormented zones. I see them as they pass this way, with their clothes all broken, torn. See one or two most every day. Yes, it's usual, just round on. Never was in Fennario, never, never, never before. Never wanna see your face, my friend. Never, never, never no more.
sky, and the uniforms and the guns and things, as an army passes by. They go down now, they never return. I don't know what they'd find, but like I say, I never was there. But it's sometimes on my mind. Never was in Fennario, never, never, never before. Never want to see your face, my friend. Never, never, never whether you should go, you might get your just reward. But if I were you, I'd sit right down where the corn ain't too hard. I've heard of what goes on, you know, but what it is, I ain't prepared to say. But I'd stay right here, have another night's rest, and head on the other way. Never was in Fennario, never, never, never before. Never want to see your face, my friend. Never, never, never before. Never was in Fennario, never, never, never before. Never want to see your face, my friend. Never, never, never no more. Never was in Fennario, never, never, never before. Never want to see your face, my friend. Never, never, never no more. And I never was in Fennario, never, never, never no more. Never want to see your face, my friend. Never, never, never no more.
And if that doesn't make you feel good, then you must have hearts of stone. That's Michael Chapman from the LP Wrecked Again, which is a great LP, it really is. From the same company that had the wisdom to bring you the Kevin Ayers one previously, and that's called Fennario. David Bowie from an LP, Hunky, Dory, and this is Life on Mars.
It's a god-awful small affair to the girl with the mousy hair, but her mummy is yelling no, and her daddy has told her to go. But her friend is nowhere to be seen. Now she walks through her sunken dream to the seat with the clearest view, and she's hooked to the silver screen. But the film is a sad thing for she's lived it 10 times or more. She could spit in the eyes of fools if they ask her to focus on sailors fighting in the dance hall. Oh man, look at those cavemen go. It's the freakiest show. Take a look at the low man beating up the wrong guy. Oh man, wonder if you'll ever know who's in the best-selling show. Is there life on Mars? past orchard brow that Mickey Mouse has grown up a cow. Now the workers have struck for fame, 'cause Lennon's on sale again. See the mice in their million hordes, from Ibiza to the Norfolk Broads. Rule Britannia is out of bounds, to my mother, my dog and clowns. But the film is a sad thing more, 'cause I wrote it 10 times or more. It's about to be writ again, and I ask you to vote for some sailors fighting in the dance hall. Oh man, look at those cavemen go. It's the freakiest show. Take a look at the lawman beating up the wrong guy. Oh man, wonder if he'll ever know who's in the best-selling show. Is there life on Mars?
Not satisfied that there's life on Earth yet. That's Life on Mars from David Bowie, the LP Hunky, Dory, and another fine LP that is too. If you subscribe to the excellent magazine Zigzag, you'll see a very complex and detailed and rather beautiful family tree leading up to the current situation with the group Stoneground. And the leader of the group is Sal Valentino, and the current family album, double LP, was produced by him and various other people, and Ron Elliott. And the two, Sal and Ron, were together previously in the Beau Brummels, as you'll see in the chart, and this is what they sounded like then. Ron Elliott wrote the song, incidentally.
I hate to say it, but I told you so. Don't mind my preaching to you. I said don't trust him, baby, now you know. You don't learn everything there is to know at school. Wouldn't believe me when I gave advice. I said that he was a tease. If you won't help, you better ask me nice. So be sincere, convince me with a pretty please. Laugh, laugh, before I die. It seems so funny to me. Laugh, laugh, you met a guy who taught you how it feels to be. What you deserve. I can't help feeling you found out today. You thought you were too good, you had a lot of nerve. Won't say I'm sorry for the things I've said. I'm glad he packed up to go. You kept on bragging he was yours instead. Now you don't know everything there is to know. Laugh, laugh, I thought I'd die. It seems so funny to me. Laugh, laugh, you met a guy who taught you how it feels to be. Lonely, oh so lonely. Before I go, I'd like to say one thing. Don't close your ears to me. Take my advice and you find out that being just another girl won't cause you misery. Don't say you can't get any boy to call. Don't be so smug or else you'll find you can't get any boy at all. You'll wind up that lady sitting on the shelf. Laugh, laugh, I thought I'd die. It seems so funny to me. Laugh, laugh, you met a guy who taught you how it feels to be.
managed to sound more Merseybeat than the Beau Brummels were a group called the Knickerbockers who did an incredible record called Lies, which sounded exactly like the Beatles. That was Laugh Laugh anyway, and that was what Sal Valentino was doing then. This is what he's doing now. He wrote this one.
As I
That's on Stoneground's forthcoming double LP family album, and it's called Superclown. The best one from them actually on this session is called Sad Man, and comes up in the second half of the programme. A real treat, as does a record on which the sleeve makes a noise as well as the record. A real treat for you to listen for. Natural Gas taking us up to news time, and this is a song of their own called The Jailer.
This really is good life.
Natural Gas and the Jailer, and back after the news with the curious German music of a group called Faust. But now it's coming up to 11 o'clock on Radio 1, time to join Peter Latham in the newsroom.
First, Malta. And Britain has told her NATO partners that she won't pay a penny more towards the cost of the bases. The Americans are reported to have suggested that the NATO allies pay Mr. Mintoff another $4 million a year, but Britain is said to see no advantage in this. The NATO Secretary-General, Mr. Luns, paid a flying visit here yesterday for talks at Chequers with Mr. Heath and other ministers. In Brussels this morning, the meeting of the NATO Council broke up without reaching any conclusions. The Labour Party's national executive is sending a fact-finding mission to the island tomorrow. Now, the miners' strike, the president of the Engineering Workers' Union, Mr. Hugh Scanlon, said tonight that the 300 maintenance engineers in the pits will be coming out in the morning. And the Engine Drivers' Union, ASLEF, has ordered its members not to transport any coal normally handled by miners. The Mine Workers' president, Mr. Joe Gormley, has announced plans to bring in strikers to picket strategic sites in the south of England to persuade other unions not to move coal. The miners' leaders had a 2-hour meeting with coal board officials tonight to discuss safety in the pits. The Governor of the Bank of England, Sir Leslie O'Brien, has said that there are clear signs of a boom in the economy on the way. Sir Leslie, speaking at a dinner in the city, said the improvement, which followed an increase in consumer spending, owed a lot to the removal of higher purchase controls. In Northern Ireland, a George Cross for the Army bomb disposal expert who defused 2 bombs at the Europa Hotel in Belfast last year. Major Stephen Stiles from Crawley in Sussex was commended for defeating what was called determined and ingenious attempts by terrorists against life and property. Sir Charles Cunningham, formerly of the Home Office, who was asked to advise on prison security after the recent IRA escapes, has said the Crumlin Road jail can't be made escape-proof. The West German Chancellor, Herr Willy Brandt, has given the £36,000 Nobel Prize he received last year to charity. The government spokesman wouldn't say which it was. In Denmark, King Frederick's condition is said to be deteriorating. He's been critically ill since having a heart attack last week. That's it for now. Next news in our midnight newsroom.
drum. Ding dong, this handsome Tom.
certainly would like to see Faust playing live somewhere. That's after we played a track from that LP a few weeks ago. I had a lot of letters about it, and it's not available in this country. Actually, it's a German record, a German group, and it's on Polydor over there. It hasn't been released here yet. That track was called Why Don't You Eat Carrots, and the record is pressed on clear sort of plastic or whatever, and the sleeve is clear as well, and it's quite a nice little visual thing too, if you're into packaging, which I am in a big way, you see. Osibisa, and their next is called Survival.
bobombo aṣẹ́wó jẹkúdẹdẹ ẹdẹkúdúbẹdùn gbogbo lọndọrọ fàtọ wọn jẹgẹ ìjẹkúdú tẹ ẹjẹkúdú jẹkú ẹjẹ òjò yẹwù tẹ òjò bẹbẹ òjò yẹwù tẹ bra pátá bẹbẹ kudu bẹdu bẹbẹ 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 kudu gbogbo dùbẹkudu bẹ ìjẹkudu gbogbo ìjẹkudu bẹ ìjẹkudu gbogbo ìjẹkudu bẹ ìjẹkudu jẹ ìjẹ ìjẹgbọdọgbọdọgbọ jẹgbẹjẹgbẹ kudu bẹ ìjẹgbọdọgbọdọgbọ gbẹgbẹgbẹ kudu bẹ.
And that's who it is, and that's one title of theirs that I can in fact pronounce. It's called Survival. For the news, I mentioned a record for which the sleeve itself made a noise, you see, and this is it coming up in just a second. And if, like me, and you've never heard any Japanese rock and roll before, this is going to be an experience for you. No idea what it was going to be like. It's not bad at all. And the sleeve does this if it's pushed in the right place. Hold on, talk among yourselves. Wait a minute. See, that's the sleeve, and I might give you the hint that the group are called Pig, and I can think of no better record for playing it. So here's some Japanese rock and roll music for you from Pig, and it's a road named No Return. 'Some Japanese music for you from Pig, spelled P-Y-G, and I'm sorry about that. It sounds a lot better in stereo, actually. In that, it sounded as though the backing track was in a different studio altogether. It's louder only if you listen to it in stereo. Called A Road Named No Return, and you can't get your hands on a copy of that unless you've got a mate in Japan. I just happened to see it in a record company and sat down and refused to leave until they gave it to me. In contrast, here's some Midlands music for you.
Riding on a storm and carved a message in the
That's Queen of the Hours from the Electric Light Orchestra, and here's that lovely Stoneground track that I mentioned earlier, Sad Man, and listen to the guitaring on this, really nice.
comes every day, but I don't feel it shines for me. It's only late on everything that turns into the songs you sing. So sing, sing, man. You may not shake me, but you can send me off to sleep. As I sing like a stone into a deep blue.
That's so good I can taste it. That's Stoneground and Sal Valentino's Sad Man. The last one from Natural Gas is actually called Bad Man, and that comes up in a moment or two, but in the meantime, a message from the real Silver Surfer.
The moon was a drip on a dark hood, and they were driving round and round. Donald Willie told Weeping Willie, I'm gonna Booglarize you, baby. I'm gonna Booglarize you, lady. If I can find a place to park my machine out of town. Millie told Willie, come on over to my house, and I'll slow your machine right down. Cause listen, Faust, give me the Willies, driving around and around, driving around and around. If you keep beating round the bush, you lose your push. If you keep beating round the bush, you lose your push. The moon was a drip on a dark hood. The moon was a drip on a dark hood. And they were driving round and round. Tush, tush, boy, I got a boogie. Tush, tush, boy, I got a boogie around. There ain't no place to stop around. Boy, I got a boogie. Boy, I got a boogie. Boy, I got a boogie. Now, boogie. Boy, got a boogie. Say, Weeping Millie. Now, Willie, come over to my place, and I'll slow you right down. You lose your push, tush. When you beat around the bush, if you act reserved, I know somebody's paying for you. Park in place, you gotta take your space. Tush, tush, you lose your push when you beat around. When you beat around. When you beat around the bush. Boy, got a boogie. Boy, got a boogie.
An intergalactic nod to John Lee Hooker's Boogie Children there. Millie told Willie, hear that, Captain Beefheart. And that's from the unreleased LP, actually, The Spotlight Kid. And I'm going to Booglarize you, baby. Fate worse than death. And as advertised, Natural Gas and Bad Man.
We didn't turn around. See no one to shout out loud. But don't you take my time away. Well, I've been here since yesterday. I haven't had a thing to say. The same old thing anyway.
That's Natural Gas. And the first time we broadcast this session about 2 months ago, they were negotiating a record contract. And as it turns out, they're still at it, which must set some kind of a record. But I hope they get it negotiated soon anyway and get some music out on record. That was called Bad Man. And here's a little something from Southern Comfort's new LP called Southern Comfort, an instrumental, Russian Reverb. Come back when you got the footwork right, lads. Those are Southern Comfort from their current LP of the same name, and Russian River. More tracks on that in weeks to come too, some of the vocal ones. Last from Stoneground, written by Ron Nagel, who has another one of those unreleased, very good LPs, at least unreleased in this country, and also occurs in that Zigzag chart I mentioned too. And Stoneground, and the current single, as I said, it's called You Must Be One of Us. Counting on it. That's Stoneground and Ron Nagel's You Must Be One of Us, the group's current single as well, and the last for this week's Top Gear on their session 2. The last now from Osibisa, and this is one that I'm going to pronounce wrong, and if I do, I'm very sorry, but I'll just do my best, you know. It's Akwaba, something like that, you know. exploding with happiness in every direction at once. That's Osibisa and Teddy O's composition Akwaba. And I like the way I did that, actually. I like saying with these titles, Akwaba. Sounds pretty good, I don't know. The last one on this week's Top Gear from another German group, this time Can, whose previous work I've enthused about a great deal. This is a double LP called Tago, Mago, or something along those lines. Having a lot of trouble. And this is Paperhouse, which is certainly pronounced right. It's got to be. Starts quite quietly. Builds up, though. Goes well. Can.
The light shining on the left, let's go. And don't think anything make you feel so bad. You can make everything what you want with your head. You'll be underwear anywhere with your mind. Sometimes in my life it's too hard to read.
And there's a can with a thing called Paperhouse from their LP Tago, Mago from Germany, and I'm sure on Peter Latham's Night Ride following the news you'll be able to hear more German music from the Radio Dance Orchestra Saarbrücken. And that's the end of this week's Top Gear too, which featured, who did it feature? Stoneground, Natural Gas and Osibisa, and was produced in its entirety by John Walters. Don't forget, tomorrow night between 10 and 12 you can listen to the review programme with Bob and Alan, Thrills and Spills on the Slack Wire. On Thursday night it's Pete Drummond with Mann, Brinsley Schwartz, Vinegar Joe and Ralph McTell. And it's Dancing Jack Peel again on Friday with Jeff Beck, Kingdom Come, Medicine Head and Barclay James Harvest. A particularly strong programme that, so I hope you'll listen. And of course next Tuesday night on Top Gear, Danta, Dando Shaft and David Allen's Gong. Lots of D's. Have a very good week and be kind to one another. Don't forget to listen on Friday particularly. Don't worry about the others so much. Cheerio.
In the Midnight Newsroom, John Cross.
The main developments on Malta. It's been revealed that the NATO Secretary-General, Dr. Lunds, paid a flying visit to Britain on Monday for talks at Chequers with Mr. Heath and other ministers. In Brussels, a NATO Permanent Council meeting broke off without reaching any conclusion after Dr. Lunds had reported that Britain was not prepared to increase its financial contribution to the island. Our diplomatic correspondent, Christopher Serple, says two NATO governments are particularly concerned over Britain's withdrawal from Malta.
The United States because it wants to deny the island to the Soviet fleet, and Italy because it fears the consequences of unfriendly influences in an island so close to its coastal waters. Washington is reported to have suggested the alliance pays Mr. Mintoff another £4 million a year over and above the £9.5 million jointly offered by Britain and NATO together. Italy has sent an economic mission to Malta aimed, it said, at strengthening trade and economic ties. The British government, after bearing the burden of negotiations with Mr. Mintoff, has reacted sharply against such belated efforts by her NATO partners to move towards a compromise. Dr. Luntz was called to Chequers before today's meeting in Brussels to hear that Britain, which has made herself responsible for more than half the annual sum already offered to Malta, is not prepared to pay a penny more, and feels that compromise offers now will only encourage Mr. Mintoff to hold out for the £18 million he has demanded. NATO has been reminded that in negotiations held with the Maltese government so far, there's been no agreement on any important aspect of defence arrangements, such as a NATO presence on the island or its denial to the Warsaw Pact. Britain is prepared to resume such talks without any Maltese preconditions, but is pessimistic about their success, and she warns her allies that if any of them want to increase their individual offers to Mr. Mintoff, they should hang on to their money until a satisfactory agreement is in operation.
A Labour Party delegation led by Mr. Tom Dryburgh is to leave in the morning on a fact-finding visit to Malta. They'll stay there for 2 or 3 days. The decision to send a mission was made after the Maltese High Commissioner in London had indicated that Mr. Mintoff would welcome such a visit. The new turn in the Malta situation makes the main front page headlines in a number of morning papers. The Sun calls it the "Give Him the Money" storm. The Express headline is "Pay Up, Nixon's Malta, Switch Riles Heath." The lead story in The Guardian says that as part of new security precautions in Northern Ireland, all Ulster cabinet ministers will be given guns and trained to use them to improve their own personal safety. An army bomb disposal expert, Major George Stiles at the RAOC, has been awarded the George Cross for defusing 2 bombs planted at the Europa Hotel in Belfast in October. The citation speaks of his calm resolution and technical skill and of bravery far beyond the call of duty. Major Stiles had placed himself at great personal risk, and as a result of his courageous and dedicated resolution, 2 determined and ingenious attempts against life and property had been defeated. Major Stiles, a married man with 3 children, comes from Crawley in Sussex. Sir Charles Cunningham, the former Home Office Permanent Secretary who was called in to advise on prison security in Belfast after recent IRA escapes, has said that the Crumlin Road jail can't be made escape-proof. He's urged improvements in fencing and lighting, as well as more watchtowers. The only satisfactory solution, Sir Charles said, was to build a modern prison on a new site. And now the coal strike. The miners are to picket power stations and docks in an attempt to stop coal getting through. The union will be telling area officials to set up picket lines at places where they can most effectively prevent the large-scale movement of coal supplies. Announcing this tonight, the union leader, Mr. Joe Gormley, said he hoped this would persuade other unions not to move coal. The president of the Engineering Workers Union, Mr. Hugh Scanlon, has said all 300 maintenance engineers in the pits will be coming out in the morning. And the Engine Drivers Union, ASLEF, has ordered its members not to transport coal supplies normally handled by miners. An optimistic forecast on the economy from the Governor of the Bank of England, Sir Leslie O'Brien. He said at a London dinner that there was every prospect of strong growth this year. There had already been a boom in consumer spending, and there were signs that the expansion was spreading through the economy. 2 men have been charged with the murder of a prisoner at Parkhurst on the Isle of Wight. He was Bernard Brown, who was found at the bottom of a staircase in November. The men are Herbert William Coster, who's still at Parkhurst, and Royston Shaw, who's since been transferred to a prison on the mainland. It's the second murder charge at Parkhurst in the past 24 hours. Race relations in Britain, and a Home Office working party has recommended that policemen should visit the home countries of immigrants to learn more about the lives they led before coming here. The report, published in the Police Federation's monthly magazine, says such trips would help policemen to understand why people came to this country and why they settled in particular areas. The West German Chancellor, Herr Willy Brandt, is giving the money he got for winning the Nobel Peace Prize to charity. A government spokesman wouldn't say which one would get the £36,000. George Best and his troubles with Manchester United all sorted out has returned to his old digs at Chorlton-cum-Hardy, where he's to live until the end of the season. He was welcomed by his landlady, Mrs. Mary Fullaway, with a special meal of spaghetti bolognese.